Most of us feel that we're good at what we do. We may have the skills, we may have the knowledge, we may have the capabilities, we work really hard, but we are still not getting the desired results. Does this sound familiar to you? We seem to have all the things, but still not getting the desired results. Why? Because something is missing. Do you have the right direction? Do we have the right clarity? Are we focusing on what needs to be done? Do we really know what we need to change to reach our goals? In life, not knowing what our real problems are can be very frustrating. Because think about it. When you know the problem, you can come up with solution. But sometimes, even after all the capabilities and all the hard work, we are still not getting the desired results, and that becomes very frustrating because you don't know what to change. We don't know what is the problem. This is the exact juncture when we start to lose ourselves. We get disappointed, we become disheartened, and we lose hope. But how do we handle this? I have got a few tips. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a list of all the things that you have in your mind as impossible. I'll give you a few examples. You might have the following things. It's impossible for me to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. It's impossible for me to keep my mind, body, and soul in a wonderful state. It's impossible for me to consistently work towards my goals. It's impossible for me to break my limiting beliefs. It's impossible for me to become a new person who I always wanted to. It's impossible for me to live the life of my dreams. And the list could go on. And this is the list of impossibilities which we have created. But when we actually look at these impossibilities more closely, we begin to realize that everything we are doing in our life is actually within this framework of impossibilities, because these impossibilities have actually become our limitations. Do you realize that? At that point, we actually realize that this word impossible is actually an illusion. It's not true. It is something that we have always say to ourselves because we don't know what to do and how to do something, and there's a big difference when we discard something as impossible as opposed to when we tell ourselves that I don't know how to do something. Does this resonate with you? Let this sink in. Let me say this again. There is a big difference when we discard something as impossible as opposed to when we tell ourselves that I don't know how to do something. When we shift from labeling things as impossible and instead start to acknowledge that I don't know how to do these things, we open up a new door of possibilities for ourselves. And what is this new door of possibilities? It's the door to learn new things, to learn how to lead a life of purpose, to learn how to manage our mind, our body and soul so that we can get the very best from it, to learn how to lead a life of confidence with a well-defined path to success, to learn how to transform ourselves and reclaim ourselves. And when we get onto this amazing new discovered path of learning, what do? We search for options, we search for answers, we search for mentors, and we make the necessary changes. So this one activity of creating an impossible list and turning this impossible list into a learning list, just this one exercise can shift the direction of our lives and instill a growth mindset. So, what is your list of things that you have discarded as impossible? What does it take to move from problem thinking to possibility thinking? When we actively list down all our impossibilities, all our problems, and work towards it, there is a world of possibilities which opens up, and you will be amazed at what your next level could be. This was something that you always wanted and you always deserved. I would say now is the time. Reclaim yourself. Share your comments on what is impossible to you and how did you turn it into something possible. I'm eager to read all your comments. Thank you, my dear friends.